Stream again, and I am. And I will be showing off the rest of the custom engines and modded engines. Some of these are actually fully custom, like the total repaints, and some of them are actually quite old, so some of them aren't the best. Yet again, some of them are pretty good. So, I'm just gonna wait for some people to get in the chat and stuff, and we'll go on from there. So yeah. I chose this sort of time to make the live stream because yesterday was quite late and not too many people were on then. So I hope I chose the right time right now, but who knows. Another thing is, yeah, I said I'd wear the Beatles shirt because, you know, Ringo and whatever. You know what? Screw it while we're at it. Boom. But, you know, whatever. Okay. Alright, sweet, we got someone, Donald and Douglas fan. Hi, mate, hello. Alright, now we're just getting more and more people, so time to show them off. To start off, this one has very little things done to it, but it's the fan favorite, of course, Duck. This is not the re-released Duck, this is the one from the 80s. You can tell by the huge, the thicker wheels and the traction tire. I'm your biggest fan. Oh, why, thank you very much. Tender Engine Studios also said hello, so we have 2 Donald and Douglas fans on here. It's a shame I don't have Donald and Douglas yet. I'm just not too fond of them. Although I have been watching more of their episodes, and that's convinced me, that's persuaded me into getting more interested into the characters. So, here's Duck, and what I've learned from being in the fandom, I've been in here long enough, and what I've learned is if you don't like Duck, or if you say, I don't like Duck, especially if you say, I prefer Emily over Duck, you are going to get bashed. But, I think I prefer Emily over Duck. Am I saying Duck's bad? No. Am I saying he's a bad character? No. I'm just not very fond of him. He's a good character, he just felt like another Thomas to me, in all honesty. That's just how I see him. And again, I grew up with Emily, so, you know, whatever. What does it say? Can you get Donald and Douglas next? I hope so. I saw them at my train show. I didn't know why I didn't get them. They were pretty cheap, like $80 each. I don't know why I didn't get them. Anyway, on to Duck. This part was missing, as a lot of Ducks are, so I just ripped this part off of a Bachmann Percy and stuck it on there, and it looks fine. There's obviously a trend here where I steal parts off of Bachmann engines, but these little bolts are black. I'm thinking about sanding those down because I don't really know how much I like that black, but a step's missing on this side because I got him used. But he still runs fine. He still has a vacuum pipe from all these years. It's still in there. So, Bachmann or Hornby? Take a guess. Oh yeah, another thing is this top part comes off really easily for maintenance inside of there. So, yeah. If you can tell it's a Hornby models, they have these weights that were sticky tacked down. Which also means that, hold on, this is about to freak some people out, but, yeah. There you go. There you go. Ah, there's Duck. I checked my last stream I did, and it was in 240p, which is kind of crappy quality. Hopefully this will be a bit better quality. I don't know. I tried a different tactic, but who knows? Anyway, there's Duck. This one is a total repaint. It's Birdie the Bus. This is actually a Bachmann Birdie. The face I'm working on, because I'm just working with what I got for right now. I'm going to find a better Birdie face. If anyone could suggest a good Birdie face, hello, Darren Washington. If anyone can tell me where to find a really good Birdie face, let me know. For now, I just repainted the Bachmann face just to have, it's just a placeholder for now. Alright, so I've repainted him in a bright red because for some reason merchandise loves making Birdie dark red. Can I be moderator, please? I don't know how to set up a moderator, and plus, I don't really feel like I need one, but if anyone can tell me how to, just let me know. Again, I'm on a mobile device, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, they like making Birdie more of this color. They like making him more of this color. So, I made him a bright red, and he looks way better that way. I've made his windows black, matte black. See, his face comes off, because there's just the little pegs broke, so I just kind of push it on with tension, and it stays. Beep, beep. And it usually stays on, but it doesn't want to stay on, so we'll just move that. Can you run your models? I don't have a layout at the moment, but I could probably run them if I wanted to. I'll just make some little layout out of Easy Track or something. Hello, the Disney cars and Thomas Fan 48. What else? I painted the inside part black here to look like the Magic Railroad because I love the way Birdie looked in the Magic Railroad. These little lights I made gold and silver, grayish around. The back little things are gray. I don't really know what those are supposed to be when they're black. Repainted the wheels to match the same color, and I've outlined these little lines in black so they stick out a lot more, and I made that part gold and stuff like that. So he's a lot more vibrant, and he looks very good. I don't know how to get this face to stick on again. It was, well, I stuck it on when the spray paint was still sort of like sticky, so it would stay, but obviously it's not anymore. So until I figure out a way, I'm going to be headless. Okay, next up is, okay, let's do both of them. Bill and Ben. I've removed the front couplers. This one kind of looks a bit crappy actually in this light, but as you can see, I've removed the front couplers. Put card here and painted red over it, and I've changing the entire color here is now a matte red instead of a shiny sort of orangey color. Can you tell me how you did Birdie on Sky? I will tell you how I did. Well, here, I'll just explain it now. Okay, I've sprayed him with a matte finish. Primer works too, so the paint has something to stick to. Spray painted him with a new red color. This part was tedious. I had to go in through all the windows and make that black. I've removed the door and painted black over the door and made the steps gray. I painted these handrails, these little parts black. This inside part I repainted black. All these little details I did. I couldn't use a paintbrush. I had to use some really sharp tool thing. And here I've outlined all that with black, not with a Sharpie, but with paint because Sharpie's shiny and it wouldn't match very well. Right here is black, so that should give you an idea. And I mean, there's only 2 screws underneath that you have to undo. So yeah, I've also added a weight to him so he's a little bit heavier because he was quite light. Bill and Ben, what I've done to them, as I said, the front part, but another thing is here, the lighting. See how they don't really, they're not as reflective, like Duck is still shiny, so let me show you. Like, see how much shinier Duck is? I've spray painted them, sorry, the chat's in the way, so I can't see what I'm filming, hold on, okay, there we go. So he's not shiny, he's a matte finish, so they look like they're season, were they even in season 11? They're in the Great Discovery, so, you know, I'll just say that. Black bolts. I think they had black bolts. I can't remember if they had black bolts or not. I just made them black right here just to fit in with the rest of the engines. I can't remember if they're actually black. He's missing his back buffers because I got Bill like 6 or 8 years before I got Ben. So I might give Ben gold buffers like from Buffer Bother. Hello, Thomas Fan 1. Thomas number 1 Fan 2003. Sorry, I get that wrong. Yeah. I don't know what. The faces aren't that great. They're okay. I can live. I think I'll change his eyebrows so they don't look like Thomas eyebrows. The faces are okay. I think I can deal with that. I'm trying to think of what else I might have done. That's it. I think that's all. I think that's all I've done. I don't know. I don't really know what else I've done to these. I think that's it. Hello. What does that say? Igglybuff. I can't pronounce names right because I am stupid. Okay. Okay. These are full-on customs, and some of them are quite old. So keep that in mind. This one is quite old. Okay, it looks really bad from this side. It looks a little bit better. This one is quite old. This one's like 4 years old whenever I just started doing customs, so cut me some slack. This is Alex. He's a custom character in my series, and his backstory is he was from America, and the LMS was short on steam engines at the time, so they would take whatever they needed. They needed a common shunter, so they took one from America and basically gave them LMS livery. That's a story. This face is odd. It is odd. I might change it. It's just a Trackmaster Thomas face from 2009, like when he had the flat eyes. I don't get that. Hello, Jessica. I didn't know you had a sex change. I know that's one of your custom characters. Oh, you use the same model. I see. Well, I've done it before you, so technically it's the other way around. I also have another one right here, but we'll get on to him. I also have a Diesel that I'm going to be repainting as a female character, because I only have one female character, not counting Annie and Clarabelle, and that's going to lead to some trouble. So, how about you get Rosie or Mavis? I'll try, but I already have that model, so why not make something out of it? He's got the, like, I try to make his livery look like a Thomas livery. Now, originally this piston powered a second side rod, but it looked too similar to Percy, and I already have too many engines with that kind of chassis. Like Bill and Ben, it was just really repetitive. So I did what Hornby did with their Edward, just kept the pistons and had the side rods like that. So, he has no buffers because he's American. All that detail at the back. These buffers are just, they're not real. They're just there. This back coupling's American as well. This bell I've actually just gone over in gold. I made it white originally, but now it's gold. It has this little mark here. I don't know what that's from. But for my movie I'm going to be working on soon, and for Season 2, I will be refurbishing Alex. I'll probably just buy a new model because they're really cheap. I'll just buy a new one. And spray paint him in the same color as I've done with Birdie, so he looks a lot smoother. Because I hand-painted this one. But I've done all the details and stuff, and he's okay. He's okay for one of my first custom. Speaking of first custom, let's do my very first custom, and it's an interesting one. There's a bit of a backstory to this, and I'll explain why his lining isn't perfectly straight. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding whenever I say this. I painted him yellow. He had no stripes, he was just all yellow. And then a few days afterwards, I went to my friend's house on my bike. While I was riding back, I went too fast, and then I crashed on my bike, busted open the bottom of my face, and destroyed my right hand. And obviously I'm better now, because that was like 2 years ago. But I still wanted to finish this, because I couldn't do very many things, because I was totally injured. So all I could really do was run trains, which I didn't have a problem with. So I wanted to finish James. So I used my left hand. And that did not come out to the best. I probably should have waited. From back here, it actually doesn't look too bad. The tender turned out pretty good. But yeah, that's why it looks a bit sloppy. This James, his motor broke, so he's just a free roller. And he never actually came with a pony truck, so I just used this little wheel and stick it there. And you know, it's fine. It works. I've actually gone and done some changes to him recently. I've made his wheels matte. I made them black, but they're shiny. But when they're matte like this, they look really cool. I painted the inside of the cab black because I kept it yellow, and I painted this part black because I kept it yellow. So now whenever it's put together, it looks like one. The stripes are continuous. The face is from a Trackmaster James, which I did this thing with the mouth. So yeah, the handrails are gold. I mean, he comes apart really easily. Like, his body comes off, and that comes off. I mean, I don't really use him. He's just kind of in my display case as something yellow besides Bill and Ben, so he sticks out. But, you know, nonetheless, I wanted to do him because people were, at the time Adventure Begins came out, people were doing Black James, and I wanted to do a James custom that wasn't the Black James because everyone else was already doing him. And so I made Busy Bee James. He was also one of my favorite wooden models growing up. So, this is tender. It's basically the same on the other side, but it looks a bit awkward on this side for some reason. The sides are black. A fake tail lamp. Coal on top. This middle wheel is fake. Well, it's not fake. It just doesn't touch the rail, so you can go around tight radius curves. They're all painted black, and there's not much of that. Nonetheless, he's interesting. He's definitely interesting. He was my first ever custom, and I had broken my... Not broken, but I've pretty much destroyed my right hand. So, cut me some slack. This one is recent, and he's supposed to look very old and weathered. I'm still working on the weathering techniques with this guy. But he's supposed to look like, remember how Patchwork Hero, all of his parts were, just random parts were put on him? That's what he's supposed to look like. That's why he's got, you know, different colors and looks all dirty and stuff. So he's supposed to look very mishmashed and stuff. And I'm probably going to make a version where he's really clean. Yeah, this is Nia. Okay. This engine was my cheapest model train. I bought him at a flea market, and he only cost me $10. Yes, I love culture. Very, very much. Yeah, it's cost because he doesn't have a face and whatever. We're gonna refer to you as an it. Cost me $10, and he did not run very well, because his wheels were dirty and his pickups weren't touching the wheels barely. So after I did that, and he runs like a charm. So the only problem is this gear drops down really low, so he does not run on Code 83 track, which is what I'm using now. How am I going to use him? I have no clue, but I want to use him. His name is Steven, by the way. That's what the S stands for. Well, that looks like garbage. This side looks really bad. This side looks pretty good, actually. S for Steven. Steven is Alex's American buddy. So, you know, they play the very good baseball and throw the football with their dad in the front yard. Sorry about that. Yeah. He was all black originally. These two were both black. And it's very hard to paint over black. So I spray painted him in brown and then hand painted orange over him. So, he originally didn't have coal. That coal is custom. I basically got a packing peanut, condensed it, and painted it black and glued it on the bunker so it has texture, and it doesn't look half bad. While I was doing it, a screw got stripped, so I just had to glue the body on. So, this hook I stole from a Bachman Percy. This is the Bachman James I take all my... This is the Bachman James I take all my parts from. It's like, see how all those are missing? I just rip them off and put them on my nicer Hornby engines. I should show you all my Bachman engine pile. It's just a bunch of empty shells and broken chassis. Yeah, the headlamp came out good at the back. Red. He doesn't have a face. The lamp came out okay. I actually love the little lamp in that. The white running board. Again, the livery, I try to look like Thomas and Friends. The body is American. His backstory is a little bit different, but I will not go on to his backstory because I'm yet to introduce him, and I still don't know what I'm really going to do with him. So that concludes my engines. The only ones I didn't show off are Stepney, Airy, Diesel, and Toby, because they have nothing unique about them. They're just pretty much standard for the most part. Okay, time to show you all the rolling stock, and this is where it gets like full on custom. Annie and Clarabelle. These are the Hornby Annie and Clarabelle. I used to use the Bachman ones, but Thomas was long, Annie and Clarabelle were long, and it was just too long. So shorter carriages are fine. These wheels are actually metal, but I painted the white rims around them because that's classic Hornby right there. So that's what classic Hornby looked like, and there are people inside. I don't know if you can see it. See that person in the middle? There's how many people? Okay, there's only one person in the middle, but there are benches in there that look like seats. Clarabelle has more. Clarabelle has two people. So you can see a person right here and a person right here. So whenever there's lights behind them, it's a really cool silhouette. How do you do it? Do the people? These roofs come off. I'm not going to do it now because it took forever. The Bachman roofs come off, and so do the Hornby ones. People don't know about the Hornby roofs, but they do come off. It's really hard. But point being is you can take them off. It just takes a lot of time, and then I just glued the people down in there. They're just some extra figures I had, and whenever light's shining, it makes a really cool silhouette of people inside. So, these are black. They were originally just orange with black outlines, and they looked really weird. So that's black. They're slightly weathered. It's not coming up on here very well, but they're slightly weathered. You can see the roofs are gray, and I've made some little weathering splodges on top. And yes, I think that's it. I've also oiled up their bearings so they can go extremely smooth. There's Annie. Clarabelle's basically the exact same. The exact same, although I've weathered her a bit more. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of card right here, because she's actually a bright coat. She doesn't have that extra window, so I might even give them different facial expressions, different eyes and mouths, which are it's going to be a tedious task, like they did in the 8th season. These are just a weathering job. These are 2 of the Sodor scrap wagons. This was my first attempt of doing brown weathering in my technique of weathering, and it did not come out too bad. It came out decent. Trying to do a bit around the chassis as well, and I'm quite happy with how these turned out. These 3, I'll show off this one first. This was originally a red open wagon used in the 8th season, sort of, and I've spray painted it black because I noticed that there were about 3 different black open wagons used in the 2nd season, and I was going to make all my trucks brown, but I wanted to have some other colors, so here's a black one. It's a very glossy finish, so it looks like it came directly from Bachmann. I might put a matte finish over it, but yeah, it's very light because while I was screwing this one up, like screwing it back in, I took out the weight and then forgot to put it back in, so whatever, it's really light. This one suffers from the same thing. This one I've also just recently done. It's brown, no face. Keep that in mind, there's no face on this one. Was there on the other one? Because I like to have some of them have faces and some of them don't. And basically this one was made about a week ago, and this one was made about, I'd say, a year or 2 years ago. You can see this one has some misaligned painting, sort of like there's little bumps in the paint, where now it looks a lot cleaner. And on these 2, I put the season 1 faces on. Or my attempt. I think this one looks a bit better, but my attempt of the season 1 face. Keep in mind, this was a while ago. These wheels are white. The rims are white, like the Hornby wagons. These 2 aren't, because I like to have some variation. This one actually has a Hornby coupler at the front. I can't remember why. These are Bachmann wagons. I don't know why this has a... I forgot why I put that there. This was Troublesome Truck number 1. I still have their faces. And this was Scruffy. You can tell by the orange underneath, which I didn't paint. So there's those 2. Actually, let me see if I have the faces right here. Hold on. I might. I think they're in this box. I just don't want to... Oh, there we go. Yep, it's all falling out. Okay. Let's look in the mighty box. Hold on. Something fell. Okay. Let's look in the mighty box. Here they are. There's Troublesome Truck 1's face. And Scruffy's face. I don't know why it's got little lines on it, but it does. So that is that. Those are those faces. I've never owned Troublesome Truck 2, 3, or 4. My lordy lordy. They're all falling all over the place. Let me put this back. Excuse my camera angle and the lighting right now. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Thank God. All I've done to this is this raspberry syrup tanker is given it a matte finish. That's about it. I think. Might have done something else. I think that's all done. I don't think I'll be able to run the engines in this video because for those who don't know, I've taken down my layout and I'm rebuilding it, and it's a lot of work. But once the layout is built, I will have a running session live stream where y'all can suggest certain trains and whatnot. This one I showed off briefly. Here's a brown side of the tanker, so it's like it could be Mr. Jolly's chocolate or something. Whatever you want that to be. On the other side is a tar tanker. So basically you get 2 for the price of 1. I think this was a milk tanker originally. And these tankers split right down the middle. So you could have it there in a scene, and let's say you want a scene where someone's pushing a tar wagon in the background. There you go. The R looks really weird for some reason, but there you go. Next up is this. This is very, very old. This was my first attempt at weathering, and as you can see, it's not very great. And it's missing a wheel. I just figured I'd show it. These were my first customs when it comes to rolling stock, and they're very dusty because I don't use them very often. These are Bachmann, Annie, and Clarabelle repainted. People are like, well, people tell me, are they supposed to, people ask me, I'm sorry, are they supposed to be the red coaches? Were they red coaches? No, they're not supposed to be red coaches. They're supposed to be LMS coaches. What do you mean the tanker was cancerous? It's just the R. Look, if you cover up the R, it's a tar tanker. That's how they say it in Britain anyway, so bug off. Anyway, these are not supposed to be... You try making customs, Jason. No, he can't put a paintbrush on one of his Bachmann engines because he must have them original. Do you have a custom Hornby Wilbur? I do not, but it would be quite interesting to do. Oh, the Sodor Field. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Yeah, this is bad. This is real bad. That's going in the scrapyard. So, I figured I'd show it though. Anyway, back onto these. They have golden rims around the wheels. And they're supposed to be an LMS livery. Again, these are my first customs, so the paint is not great. They're supposed to look like teak coaches, so I did a little wood effect, which is not very noticeable now because of their age. And then the roof. It's not bad. Thank you. They're my first. I didn't sand down their noses, but I couple them like this, so you don't see it anyway. There's gold buffers, and the roofs come off. I would buy it from you. Dude, I'll give these up. It depends on how much you want for them. I'm selling all my coaches, really. I've just sold my express coaches not too long ago. Is that really it for customs? Is that it? Is that it? I swear I have more. I don't know. Oh, the fuel tanker? You really want the fuel tanker, pal? You really want this? Are you sure? Since we have time, and unless y'all want me to just look at a stock standard engine or look at packaging or something. Ooh. I guess I'll show you these. These are the larger scale, make into a scrap tanker. You know what? That's not a bad idea. I think I'll wear this up and make it into a scrap tanker. These are large scale figures, and I used for close-ups sometimes. Their arms move, their legs don't move, but their heads move. Their heads actually come off. You can interchange faces and whatnot. That's him. This one, I just noticed I have these up here. Apparently these are rare or something, I don't know. And here's a random truck face my brother made. Okay, anyway. Here's the other one. This one's a little bit different. His face is kind of ugly. And his legs are a bit thinner. Yeah, this one's really ugly. I'm sorry you gotta see that. Here's the fat man, though. His face, I try to base off of the Season 8 face. So that's why it looks all happy and crap. He's not terrible. He's not... This one's not too bad, actually. I don't think. And he has different faces, actually. Oh, Jesus Christ! Put a head on this man! Let's do this one. Whoa. His testicles are to his stomach. Oh my god. Hold on. I just blew into styrofoam and styrofoam went everywhere. I'm such a retard. Hold on. Don't say retard. I'm gonna get demonetized. Hold on. Okay. This is the fat man's reaction to Thomas Wood. It's very sad. This is his reaction to... Well, here. I think you can already guess what I was gonna say. This is when an engine doesn't do his work. Why don't you just print the fat guy's face out? Because I like 3D faces. And I like drawing faces. So, he's mad. I based these off of multiple seasons. Oh my god, he pulled the whole nail out. Nope, that was not supposed to happen. I based these off of multiple seasons of faces, so there's not one exact season they're from or anything. Okay. Now we stick this back in his neck. His neck is part of his head, so... Yeah, he can move. Have I missed Duck? Yeah, you have, but here he is. So these are used for close-ups sometimes. And I just had him laying around, so... Oh, y'all want to see something really... Okay, this is going to become whatever Thomas crap I can find in my drawer. Look at that meme right here. I made a copy of Thomas's face from a Hornby Stepney box. This was really, really long ago. This was like really long ago. But I took Thomas's face and put it on a race car. You know, this could fit in with Big World Big Adventures. I would not be surprised if this is a part of Big World Big Adventures soon. I would not be surprised. He also has a little funnel. Peep, peep. This thing's pretty dope. Oh, yeah, there's that. Oh, I know I have some Trackmaster fans. So this is a custom Trackmaster Thomas with a Tommy smoke box that doesn't fit on very well. Big World Big Adventures is the best thing in existence. Dude, I know, right? So I basically took, I don't know, it sits on there sideways sometimes. It's not a perfect fit because they're from totally different models. But this is a Trackmaster model. Yeah. This was one I used to use in videos. I just know some of y'all are Trackmaster fans. So, let's see what I got in this drawer. I have my old Hornby Gordon, which is now... Here, let me just snap the tender body back on. The tender's fine. But somebody's missing his wheels. Okay, I think now I'll show y'all my faces. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier, but these are all the different faces. Keep in mind none of them have pupils, so some of them look a bit freaky, but they're all right here. Let's move these over. I'm going to show off the faces. If y'all want to know how I make them, it's a bit of a long story. You have to have the IQ of Merlin to believe that Big World Big Adventures is good. Yo, I guess I'll show off some of the faces. This is Emily's second face. It's just a Bachman Emily's face I've tweaked. That's not a custom face. Let me get on to my custom faces. This is, what was it? Probably my favorite face. I don't even know where I put it. Where did I put it? Oh, one of my favorite faces is this face. Again, they don't have pupils. This is Thomas's face. Like, the quality's probably kind of crap, but it's like the one like when he's like, his nose has those lines, like the crinkles in his nose. That one's okay. I have this one from whatever season. When he's tired. Oh, this one's a really good face. I love how this one turned out. The one with his eyes closed. Season 6 or so. Okay, these Thomas faces I'm showing you are based off of the first season. Like, oh, y'all should know this one. This one didn't take very long to do. That's one of my favorite faces. It's my favorite face from the television series. It's just Thomas's normal face, but you tweak the eyebrows a little bit. This is Gordon. It's one of his mad faces. That one doesn't look very good. Some of them look good. This is James's I'm bragging about something sort of face. This is... We're going to play out a scene real fast. Wake up, lazy bones. Why don't you work hard like me? Here's Thomas's sad face. Where are the pupils? The pupils, the pupils are separate pieces, so I can move the pupils. So that's why they don't have any. This is Duck's go to sleep face. Oh, I like... Percy's face has turned out pretty good. Here's Percy's mad face. Looks very mad. Looks very cross. Is his tired face. Some of these faces are custom. This face is custom. It's just Gordon, but his mouth is just slightly opening and he's smiling. This is James's cross face. I thought I had a Toby face. I guess not. This is one of Henry's faces, I think. Oh, here's Thomas's surprised face. I don't think I'm going to be making Thomas's O face because there's just going to be comments about memes, but I might do it. Oh, I like this one too. Thomas's cross face. Thomas's face turned out pretty good. This is a custom expression. So, that's just a custom expression. This is another Thomas happy face. Looks a bit like Brendan Reese 10's old Thomas face, just by coincidence. I didn't model it off of that. One of Gordon's faces. Gordon has a very pompous expression. And this is Salty's normal face that I was talking about earlier. I thought I maybe dropped... No, I didn't drop any faces. Oh, and here's a cool accessory I want to use. I have no idea what it's from, but that looks pretty cool. I might get a... Yeah, you know the only problem with getting the faces from Shapeways is that they're not finished off properly. I was going to do that before it became a thing. Now everyone's doing it, so I'm not... I want to be unique and not just copy everyone. But if you do want to get the faces off of Shapeways, they're not finished properly. And you have to put filler in the gaps and sand it down, and then the faces look fat. And if you don't do that, they have a lot of holes in them from the printing process. So... I don't know. It's up to you, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I would do it, in all honesty. You could, though. Some of them look good. It just depends on how they're printed, because it's just random, really. Some of them look good. Some of them have, like, holes. Hello, Wooden Railway and Bachman. I'm just going to put up some of my engines so I can show you all my display case. And you'll probably be able to see me in the reflection as well. And I know y'all are crazy about freaking face reveals. Oh, this chair doesn't actually go here. This chair goes over here. Behind the scenes with James Fan on 5. I don't feel like ending the stream, so I'm just gonna move this. I'm thinking about doing some Toy Story scene remakes because I found some of my old Toy Story stuff. What do you think, dog? Should I do it? Should I do it? Would it get views? Maybe. Show us your work in progress layout. My work in progress layout is like just beginning, so it's just a bunch of junk on top of a wooden table. Once I start getting more process, I will film a video. Here's them so far. Look at Leland bootcut jeans. These aren't bootcut jeans, dog. They're just riding down really low, okay, homie? There's my first Thomas. Here's a metallic Thomas, which is super cool. Edward, Gordon, am I retarded? Henry, Gordon, James, Percy, what's his name? Toby. Oh, fan service. Emily, Stepney, Diesel. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I was getting a call from someone. I'm sorry, that's probably super loud. Airy, Salty, nobody here. Sodor Mail Coach. I used to have my Express coaches here, but I don't anymore because I sold those. Breakdown Crane, that thing, and Pennsylvanian coaches. So, I'm going to do this one hand. Oh, and a marimba, which I don't use very often. But no Bear. Yeah, I don't have Bear. I would like to get him, but I just don't care for him very much. Again, I'm sorry. People are trying to call me, so I'm probably going to end this soon because it might have been an important call that I just missed. Let's put Bill and Ben up here. Wow. Let's do this. I'm literally propping this open with my head because no one else is assisting me at the moment. So, yeah. Oh, here, I'll show y'all something interesting. Welcome to my closet, where your boy keeps all of his Thomas boxes. They're all up there. My old football helmets and stuff. My trophies and junk. And I have a map of Sodor, just in case y'all are interested. Yeah, I do want to get the Hornby Express coaches. After I build my layout, that's going to be one of the things I do. Underneath my bed, I don't have monsters under my bed. I have trains under my bed, which is almost the same thing. That's my first Thomas set. The first Hornby Thomas set. And my most recent Thomas set. There's that one. Which is pretty decent for if you're starting off. Although I prefer the Percy set because it has more track. Which is now useless to me because I'm switching to code 83. Let's move. I rhyme unintentionally. Okay, let's move these two. I can't remember exactly where I put these two. If anyone remembers, if I showed it off earlier. Oh my god, he's stuck. His... Hold on. No, I just lost a super small piece. There it is. Hold on. His little hook broke off while I was coupling him up to Alex. Here we go. Hold on. This is going to be loud. Hold on. Sorry, this is really loud, probably. Okay, anyway. There's Doggo. Alright, now that that's fixed, let's move this. Turn Alex around. Move Steven right here. I think, is that how they were? My favorite Hornby model is actually the original Thomas, which is right here. But he currently has the new Thomas face on him because the old one's on that Thomas. Alright. What are you selling altogether? What do you mean, what am I selling? I'm not really selling anything unless someone offers me something. I'll be down to trade things too. I'll trade some stuff. If y'all like my customs, if y'all want to send me an engine that you want me to repaint or something, I'll gladly do that. Just keeps me busy. Okay. Okay. I think I'm going to end this live stream now because I've run out of things to show. Thank you all for watching. Dennis15 signing out, and I might live stream later, so stay tuned.